How's it going, everybody? This is BeatTheBush. Today I'm going to talk about Bitcoin once again because while I was on vacation for 5 weeks or so, every day or two or so, someone always asks, why don't you talk about Bitcoin? Why don't you just talk about it once more again? Tell us what the update is. So let me catch everyone up about my current standing on Bitcoin. A while ago, I bought Bitcoin back at $2,600. I sold it along the way when it kept on running up, and then I finally sold the remainder of it, about 49% of my initial buy. All of this was sold at $15,700. Now, when you average all this out, I sold it at an average price of about $12,700, which is pretty good considering that the current price is about $8,200 right now. Now, you might wonder, why is it going down? All these people keep on saying, oh, it's gonna go up, higher and higher. Just check out this Google Trends plot on the Bitcoin searches on Google. You'll notice that the run-up in search interest also corresponds with the run-up in price. Now, the price and search interest is likely going to go in tandem. It's not like people suddenly not search for as much, therefore the price goes down. Nor is it the price goes down, therefore people are searching less for it. Now, if you look at the 1-year chart on Bitcoin here, you'll see that there are two bear traps, two dips, and then it comes back up since December. Now, when I first talked about where it's going to go after I sold it, I was like, well, it's likely going to be in bubble territory, so it's going to repeat what a bubble looks like. It's going to have one bear trap and then slightly taper off very slowly after that. Well, it turns out there's two bear traps. You know, I can't tell the future here. Neither can I tell the future of what's going to happen from here on out. But I do put my money where I think it's going to go, which is basically I don't own any Bitcoin right now. Now, when I say I don't own any, it means I don't own any significant amount because I do get a little bit of referrals here and there from Coinbase if you sign up to that account. Now, of course, with the search trends going downward and the interest in Bitcoin overall going downwards, of course, myself, I'm not getting as much referrals from Coinbase anymore. Now, you might wonder, do I care about this? No, not too much because I kind of know that it's going to go up and down. It's very volatile. I can't really treat it as a steady income or anything. So while I'm on vacation, I basically sold all of it and I'm like, I don't care about this. And in fact, when I look at the comments, people keep on pulling me back towards Bitcoin. It's like, what about Bitcoin? So I'm like, okay, I'm gonna look more into it. And then I look up the price. I'm like, yeah, this is great. Okay, it went up. Okay, it went down. Great. It doesn't really matter to me because I am concentrating on doing my own thing. Now, this is the best position to be in a position where you don't care where the asset prices are, be it Bitcoin or be it the stock market or anything, because if you position yourself in such a strong way where it can be extremely volatile and you don't really care because it doesn't affect you, your net worth all that much, then all the better. Because when you position yourself like this, it's kind of insurance for your mood. I hate to have my mood altered just because the stock market or Bitcoin price does not feel like it's going to do well today. And then all of a sudden, let's say it goes down, then all of a sudden that day while I'm traveling, I'm going to be depressed or something. It was like, oh my gosh, I lost thousands of dollars or something. It's not going to be a good thing when you leverage yourself so hard like that where it affects your mood. So right now, let me go over some recent current events on Bitcoin that happened within the last 2 weeks. Let me go back a little further first because this is interesting. Back in November 2018, I told someone I knew personally that I sold all my Bitcoin. Now, this person is an acquaintance and he sort of heard that I have a YouTube channel based around finance stuff. So when he heard that I sold all my Bitcoin, he just made this like, oh, this face, it's like, what, you're stupid or something like that, right? Of course you're not going to sell it. You have a finance channel. Why don't you hold it and buy more and more, put your life savings into it or something. Now, here's what I think to all that now. Well, obviously, Bitcoin didn't keep on going up to 30,000, 50,000 or something like that. So all I have to say is that, it turned out well in my favor. Slow and steady wins a race. And whenever you see an asset price jump up so high like this, I personally value stability more. So, when I saw it go up, I'm like, oh my gosh, that's why I kept on selling as it ramped up. And then when it went to this extreme threshold, I'm like, okay, fine. I'm going to sell everything I have and I'm just going to get out of this game. And in the future, I don't really plan on buying back in really soon either. People are like, oh my gosh, it's $8,000. It's really cheap right now. No, to me, if you look at the chart, I'm just eyeballing the chart. I'm not really doing any chart analysis or anything sophisticated like that. I just look at it and then I go, yeah, you know what? It's a bubble territory thing, and this is on its way trend down. In January 2018, Bitcoin was at $14,000. At that point, the news article came out with a Warren Buffett quote saying, in terms of cryptocurrencies, generally, I can say with almost certainty, now it's not 100%, that they will come to a bad ending. Now, Warren Buffett says this, and he is an investing genius, so it carries some weight. And in light of this, since that statement in January, well, it turned out that it's correct. It might just also be like me just picking quotes that are in favor of that. So, you might want to weigh that against these quotes that I'm quoting today. Now, let's go on to something more recent. Google last week prohibited cryptocurrency ads. Now, this is not going to start going into effect until the beginning of June. The cryptocurrency market goes, oh my gosh, they're freaking out. Google is even banning ads from cryptocurrencies. So right on that day, people sort of freaked out. Cryptocurrency dropped by 10% the next day. On March 15, 2018, which is just last week, New York Bitcoin mining electricity goes up. Now, in upstate New York, I checked the electricity prices in Rochester, New York. It is indeed very cheap. Commercial prices is 6.4 cents per kilowatt hour. Residential, 10.7 cents per kilowatt hour. Industrial, 4.4 cents per kilowatt hour. Now, they use hydroelectric dams. That's why it's so cheap over there. In comparison, in the Bay Area, you pay about 11 cents per kilowatt hour. So for certain instances like commercial or industrial, it is cheaper. And people are just kind of fed up with sort of subsidizing cryptocurrency miners because it makes it a lot cheaper for them to mine over there. And I assume people go over there to mine more frequently just because electricity is cheaper. So no more these days. They're going to increase the rate for miners. So they're likely going to put a cap on, the maximum amount of electricity that your property is likely going to consume. And if you consume a lot more than that, they're going to go, okay, well, you're doing much more than normal households or normal businesses. Therefore, they're going to charge you more money. In light of this, Plattsburgh, New York banned Bitcoin mining for 18 months. Now, this is straight up banning Bitcoin mining. This is this is quite extreme because they're consuming a lot of electricity in their city. Bloomberg on March 16, 2018, they came out with an article saying, oh my gosh, death cross. What a death cross is when the 50-day moving average crosses the 200-day moving average on the downtrend. Now, if your underlying asset price is going to keep on going up, your 50-day moving average is going to hover above your 200-day moving average, right? But if your underlying asset price starts moving downwards, your 50-day moving average, which is the more short-term memory type of moving average, is going to start to cross your 200-day moving average. And when it crosses, that is what they call a death cross. And whenever this happens, chart reader goes wild. They're like, oh my gosh, it means it's bear territory. So like the chart readers, when they see this, they're going to start selling more. So there's going to be that crossover point where, you have a certain amount of chart readers out there that are going to go, oh my gosh, this is like the downtrend for Bitcoin. Therefore, they're going to need to start selling as well. How much do I buy into this chart reader stuff? Or like there's other news articles, billionaires or something, they're still bullish on Bitcoin. Generally, I kind of think of all this news stuff as after the fact. When you read this on the news, it's already too late. What was important is to recognize that it was in bubble territory. And yes, bubble happens on Bitcoin. It happened more than once. Back 5 years ago, the same thing happened. It ran up to, $1,000 and then it kind of started tapering down for the next 4 years or so. So this is what I think it's going to happen. It already popped, okay? It's at $8,000 and now it's just going to slowly trend downwards. Will I put money on it, essentially shorting it? Well, if they have something like this, no, I wouldn't, because I'm not going to bet against Bitcoin because Bitcoin sometimes it goes really wild for no apparent reason at all. So I'm not going to bet against it. But what you can do is sell it like what I did, and then you just pocket the money and then just kind of look at it, with a 10-foot pole and, kind of observe it from the sidelines. And it turns out I cannot believe it myself. I did not know it's going to keep on trending down this much. It worked out well for me, and this is my thoughts going forward for Bitcoin in general. When the Google Trends interest tapers down a lot, when everybody, within a year or so, they're no longer looking at Bitcoin anymore, when they're no longer interested in it. When the Bitcoin price goes to $8,000, 6 months later, maybe it'll go to 7,000, 6,000, 4,000 or something. It's just gonna trend down like this, kind of like a slow slope. When that happens, maybe I'll get back in. So I hope you guys enjoyed this perspective on what I think about Bitcoin recently. Now on to some stuff that people sent me. This is a t-shirt, which is really cute actually. The t-shirt came with a coaster and some magnetic things with this little cartoon. Says MrPawnCat.com, Facebook.com/Mr. Pawn Cat. And here's the t-shirt, which is a style I personally picked because I like this thing saying, are you working hard? Not really. You're just kind of laying around, lazing around, which is kind of like what I've been doing, these days when I'm just going on vacation and just hanging out, having fun, eating scallops. Can I wear a t-shirt over a dress shirt? I don't know. I can do this, right? I know some people really enjoy cats. Mr. Pawn Cat. I wonder who came up with this. Interestingly, why do I get sent multiple t-shirts at the same time? While I was away, I got sent this stuff, and this one is from Entrepreneur, which really rings true with this channel because when I go about making this YouTube channel, it is kind of entrepreneur-ish. It says stagnancy is the enemy, action is king. I like that. Whole bunch of stuff here. Entrepreneur stickers and these stickers for the glass. I guess if you're an entrepreneur and you're really proud of it, I'm kind of proud of being an entrepreneur, sort of. I don't know if you guys would consider if I am an entrepreneur or not. I feel like if you're an entrepreneur, you're more like, you have a small business and you're making goods or something rather than YouTube videos. So I don't know if this is like a fashion style or something. You have a dress shirt and then you put a t-shirt over it. Does this work? Let me know in the comments below. If you're interested in supporting this channel, check out my Audible link down in the video description below. And if you just try out this thing, you're gonna get a free audiobook and you're gonna help support this channel. I also have a Patreon over here where you can chat with me directly so that you don't have to post all your financial information in a public comment section under this video. And as always, don't forget to subscribe. Thanks for watching. They also sent me these little wristband thingies. Let me take them out and wear it. One says entrepreneur do more. The other one says entrepreneur work harder. Oh, I don't know about working harder. For me personally, I don't really like wearing anything around my wrist. So this is for people who actually enjoys wearing stuff around their wrist, I guess. Do more. I think maybe they should have a band that says work smarter. Like work less, but work smarter.